but it's like hard to find joy, figure yourself out, wanting to please people, but I'm addicted to it. That is my life lately. Welcome back to another Deep Chats. I introduced a series or like a part like this in one of my vlogs, and I had so much fun recording this that I decided to just make it a whole full thing and just do videos like sometimes like this now, because I feel like we get really personal, really vulnerable, and I just like love sharing this part of me just in case anyone can relate, just so like no one feels alone in the world. And I just want to share my experiences. Like, I graduated college. Living in your 20s at home is a very interesting concept, and I feel like that experience is something I want to share. I have a list of things that I wanted to talk about, and I really just want to go with the flow, but I do have some necessities with me. Diluted coffee stuck to my coaster, which that makes sense to me. Let's dive in. If you're new to this channel, I'm Sally Reputation. Hi, nice to meet you. So happy you're here, and I'm so excited for you to join, and hopefully you stay the family. That sounded really weird. I don't know why that came off so unnatural, but I hope you get what I mean. Subscribe. Something I did wanted to share is life post-college, and I feel like if you're in your early 20s, which my birthday is coming up so soon, and I was talking to my best friend. I realize this is a tangent, but this is gonna be a short tangent, I promise. But you know how your 20s are kind of divided up? So it's like 20 to 23 is your early 20s, 24 to like 26 is like your mids. I feel like I am at that bridge right now. From 23 to 24, I'm about to be considered in my mid-20s, which sounds like I don't want to do that, because once you're at your mid and then you hit like after 26 you're 27, that's like 30. You're 30 years old, and like there's nothing wrong with aging. Like, you can age and you can be old, but like mentally I have not aged, because every day is the same for me. My age like is progressing, but I feel like my mind is not, in a sense. Like, of course I'm learning every day and I'm trying new things, but you know how you have like mentally I'm stuck here, mentally I am 21. There was a moment where I'm like, every day feels the same post-college. Every day is the same, and I feel like every time I go to therapy I always like bring this up, even if it's with like different therapists. Like, it's always hard to explain this feeling, but like every day feels like, I think it's called like Groundhog Day. I don't even know what it's called. But like when you're living the same day every day, I genuinely feel like that every single day. It's kind of hard to put it in words, but like I wake up and sometimes I feel bad because I wake up like later, and it's like it throws me off my whole day, and I'm in this like mood, and it's just the same thing. I eat, I'm sitting at my computer and I'm doing the same thing. I'm working, and then I hang out, I eat dinner, and then it's back to bed, and then it's the same thing, and then it's work, and then it's there's no change. It's like exhausting, so tiring sometimes. And I feel like life after college have consistently been like that, and I feel like there has been, when there was that shift in 2020 from like everything being online, I feel like that really like just made it, I guess there's like some sort of collectiveness that like people who work from home, or people who do things from home, or people who do work and like it's the same repetition, like they know that, but it's like hard to find joy in that, for me at least. So, but I do try to like switch things up, but it doesn't always work out like that. I was talking, and then this like silence hit me, because it like I'm just in my room alone talking to a camera, so there's no one here. So this silence just kind of hit me in waves, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I am in therapy, except there's no one to like asking me questions. I get blurred within these lines of like, get it together and like figure yourself out, and really like push myself into like, you're 23, like you're going to be okay, and you have the rest of your life to figure it out. It's so hard, because I feel like when you don't have it figured out by 23, like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm so confused, and I'm like lost all the time, and I genuinely feel like I have no purpose. I serve no purpose, and it's just like, it's very like, what am I doing with my days? Am I just like, it really feels like I'm a robot. Like, I just float around my house all day and I do these little mundane things and I exhaust myself and then I sleep and then it's the same thing tomorrow. But it's easy to fall into comparison because it's like, wow, you're 23 and you're like on Forbes 30 under 30. And like, sometimes I don't have these like crazy big ambitions like that. And to me, that's like fine because my dreams are still as valid as anyone else's if it's not to be like the next billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like dreams and like your goals and stuff as like a future thing. Like for me, it doesn't have to be this like grand thing, and it just has to be a thing that is happy. But I haven't figured that out yet. Like I haven't figured out what that happy is. And because I'm 23, I'm kind of like, what to do next? And people always say like, oh, you always have time, you always have time. And it's like, why do I feel like I'm running out of time then? Like, why do I feel like my time is ticking faster and faster by the day? It feels so weird. Because sometimes, like, have you seen those things online where it's like, SZA didn't actually have her breakthrough song until like 40, and like this actress didn't like have her breakthrough role until 60, and like da-da-da didn't actually make it until 80, and like this person became their fashion designer at like 56, and it's like older ages. So you have all these years of discovery, but like what were they doing before? Did they have these same feelings, or did they actually enjoy what they were doing and then they wanted to switch up and then became even more successful and then they're in their past job, but people just said they made it? I know with SZA, like she always, I think, pursued music, but like when you're stuck in the position of like the before, it's kind of like, what now? I didn't mean it to come off like that, not like, oh, I'm like lost, I don't know what to do. But I don't know, there are fun parts of like being 23. I swear there's fun parts. Something I learned is that with age, you really just start caring less. And I feel like when I was young, everyone would always say this, like, oh, when you get older, you just start caring less. You just start worrying about what other people think. And when I was little, or like in college even, I had a lot of anxiety, and I still do, but it's not like for the same anxious reasons. And I would always be like, I feel like I'm always going to care what people think, like being a people pleaser and just like wanting to make other people happy and like putting them before me. And I feel like with age, it really does kind of release. And if it doesn't release fully, at least for me, a lot of everything I'm saying is like for me and my perspective. So I'm not speaking for like everyone. These are just in like my POV. For me, it did like let go a little bit of like wanting to please people. And like the moment I graduated and I was like 22, I was like, this is my life now. Like, what? It kind of clicked. It kind of was just like I did that. I did all of that. What are the chances of those big lecture halls and the professor remembering me, unless it was like more of like an intimate senior year class? I think it's like everyone going a separate direction, and so people are going like out of the country, some people were like doing these corporate jobs, and everyone was in like a different path. And you kind of just have to realize that like, okay, everyone's focused so in their head about themselves. Like I'm in my head about myself, and so people are in their head about themselves too. So like, yeah, they're gonna pay attention maybe, but it's not like it's like forever. The song Vienna by Billy Joe just popped in my head, and it just feels very like, slow down in life. It's gonna be okay. Maybe that's a sign. But then also like Olivia Rodrigo's Teenage Dream. I have a song for every situation, truly. You know how Harry Styles says she's got a book for every situation? I think I have a song for every situation. I love these chats because they're so intimate, and I'm just sitting here like rambling, like talking, and it's not very scripted. Like none of my videos are scripted, of course. I feel like that comes off really natural. But this one, I feel like I don't stutter as much because I'm allowing myself to say things so naturally and freely and like let my brain wander around. and I kind of like that. What have I been obsessed with lately? What have I been obsessed with lately? I don't know. I'm addicted to my phone. I'm like trying to get off my phone. It's so bad. My screen time has been off the roof, and my phone makes me feel so fatigued and like drowsy, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to do anything. Just unmotivated and lazy, not motivated. But I'm addicted to it, so I will always go back on my phone. And sometimes I'm like, I hold my phone and I'm like pressing through apps, and I'm like, what am I even doing? I just checked that app. And sometimes I'll like refresh, so I'll like scroll out of that app and then I'll click it right back away. Especially TikTok. I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oh, I love cinnamon, like flavored things. I've been trying cinnamon toothpaste, and honestly, it kind of hits. But I've always loved like cinnamon gum. I don't know. I think I read it once in like a romance book where they were like, I kissed him and he had taste like cinnamon gum. And I was like, cinnamon gum sounds like a romantic thing. And so I chewed cinnamon gum. And I like cinnamon gum, but I haven't been able to find cinnamon gum lately. And I like the cube kind, not like the little wrapper in a strip kind, if you know what I mean. I feel like I've been posting a lot more vlogs, and I love doing vlogs, and sometimes I get like shy to film in public and stuff, and that's like normal, but like watching back like clips and like my little life diaries is so fun. Like in the shortest sense, in the most simple sense, it's fun, and it's like very cute to like post them on YouTube and just show everyone like life lately, here's what I've done. And I have really enjoyed posting vlogs lately. I think I might be like a week behind, so what I did last weekend or last weekend is in the process of editing, so it's going up, because in addition to vlog, I also post like things in between the week. So I post some bookish content, some lifestyle content here and there, so it's a mix of things. I really enjoyed vlogs. I feel like vlogs have taken me out of this box that I niched myself into when I first started YouTube, which was like a lot of bookish content. And if you look back on like some of my few earlier videos, it was all books, like book thrifting, book shopping, book haul, book reading vlog, book reading challenge. It was all books, and I love reading and I loved books. But I feel like with ADD and things like with my mind, really, just the way I lead and like the way I learned, I hyperfixate a lot. And I still love books. I still read all the time, of course, and I read every single day and I think about books. But that obsession and that love definitely isn't like the same. I love that I have found a joy in filming something else to share, so I really appreciate that. Also, a thing that shouldn't have been stressing me out as much as it should is like what to get my best friend for her birthday. I always say birthday twins. We're not really birthday twins, but we have really close birthdays, so I'm always like, what do I get her? What do I get her? And I don't know. It's been stressing me out. I've looked literally everywhere, like every shop that I could think of. Like, the thing is, she really likes the band 17, who is a K-pop band, and I wanted to get her their new album, but she said she's gonna get it. So I'm kind of like, I don't know, did you pre-order it or not? And so I'm kind of like, okay, what do I get you now? That is my life lately. I feel like we just had therapy. Has this been a session of therapy? Oh. Has this been a session of therapy? I hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening to Deep Chats, and I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you on this flip. Blah, 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 blah. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Peace. Definitely leave comments down below of like topics you want me to talk about. Actually, all of these topics that I talked about today was things that like came out of my head, and so I would really love this to be more of like an incorporated experience. So if you have questions on like girl talk, anything personal, I'm down to answer it. Anyways, love you guys. Peace.